The Pacific Northwest is full of mysteries, from Bigfoot to ghost stories and, of course, the disappearance of D.B. Cooper.
Another mystery buried deep in the hills of eastern Washington keeps resurfacing. A bottomless pit said to be a pathway to the paranormal. KOMO 4's Denise Whitaker heads east in search of the hole.
In the heart of Ellensburg, Washington, lies a small plot of land concealing a monumental secret: Mel Waters' incredibly deep hole. This isn't just any ordinary hole. It's renowned for bizarre phenomena, from animals seemingly coming back to life to mysterious, unexplained energies. Recently, a camera was lowered into Mel's hole, capturing footage that left the entire world stunned. What could be hidden in the depths of this mysterious dark hole? Join us as we explore the shocking discoveries from Mel's hole that have captivated and shocked people around the globe. Mel's shocking discovery and radio interview. Back in 1996, when Mel Waters bought a piece of land in Kittitas County, Washington, next to Manastash Ridge, he didn't think anything odd was going on. The land had been looked after by an old couple for over 30 years before Mel took over. But little did he know, there was something extraordinary hidden in that seemingly normal patch of ground, something that would capture the interest of people all over the world. One day, while exploring his new property, Mel stumbled upon something bizarre: a perfectly round hole in the ground. This hole was about 9 feet wide and went down about 15 feet, with some stones around it. Intrigued by this unexpected find, Mel tried to figure out what was going on. No matter what he dropped into the hole, whether it was a heavy object tied to a fishing line or even a roll of Lifesavers candy, there was no sound of it hitting the bottom. It was like the hole swallowed everything up without a trace. Determined to uncover the secret, Mel conducted all sorts of experiments. He used a fishing line with a heavy weight attached, hoping it would reach the bottom, but it seemed like there was no bottom to reach. He used a whopping 80,000 feet of fishing line and still didn't find anything solid down there. But that wasn't the only thing about the hole. Mel noticed that animals, including his dogs, acted oddly around it. They seemed scared and refused to go near it, which was unknown behavior for them. Even other animals in the area acted the same way, according to his neighbors. Word about Mel's discovery spread, and locals started using the hole as a dumping ground for things they didn't want anymore. They threw trash into it, but it never seemed to fill up. Some even claimed they threw their dead pets in there, only to see those same pets later roaming around as if nothing happened. Mel's story caught the attention of Art Bell, the host of a popular late-night radio show called Coast to Coast AM in 1997. Mel appeared on the show to share his incredible adventure with the listeners. Everyone was fascinated by the hole and how it seemed to defy the laws of nature. As Mel's story goes around, it sparked curiosity and debate among people from all walks of life. Some wondered if the hole was a gateway to another dimension or a passage to the underworld. Others speculated whether it was created by an ancient civilization or the result of a secret government project. Mel's appearance on the popular late-night radio show Coast to Coast AM in 1997 marked a turning point in the saga of what would later be called Mel's Hole. Hosted by the popular Art Bell, the show explored the realms of the supernatural and the unexplained, attracting a large audience of listeners. Mel's interview fascinated the audience, sparking assumptions and wonder. During his debut on the show, Mel shared the gripping story of discovering a hole on his property and his initial attempts to measure its depths. He recounted the surprising moments of lowering a 1,500-foot fishing line, adorned with a roll of candy, into the hole, only to see it disappear without ever reaching the bottom. Remarkably, he went on to use a shocking 80,000 feet of fishing line, yet the bottom remained hard to pin down. Mel clearly described the unusual characteristics of the hole, such as the bizarre silence that surrounded objects dropped into its depths, and the peculiar reactions of animals nearby. Mel also told stories of how his neighbors threw garbage and dead pets into the hole, but when they checked, there was nothing inside. This further piqued people's curiosity. Listeners of Art Bell's show called in with various ideas about what the hole could be, ranging from a door to another world, to a government experiment, or the work of ancient civilizations. Despite the different theories, some people doubted Mel's story, suggesting that maybe the fishing line touched the bottom without him realizing it, or it was so heavy that it appeared endless. However, Mel's conviction in what he saw and experienced made it difficult to dismiss his story entirely. Mel's initial interview on Coast to Coast AM was just the beginning. As he returned to the show, he revealed more extraordinary facts about the hole and its surroundings. According to Mel, the hole emitted an unfamiliar warmth different from its surroundings, and there were sightings of a beam of light shooting up from the pit into the sky. Reports from locals and passing truck drivers added layers to the secret, leaving everyone wondering about the secrets hidden in that seemingly ordinary patch of land. People listening began to connect Mel's hole with other bizarre events, like UFO sightings and tales of magical gateways, fueling speculation that the hole might lead to something entirely unknown. Now, let's analyze each new detail that makes the mystery even more intriguing, leaving everyone eager for the next chapter in the story of Mel's hole. The revelation of the mysterious dime and the parallel universe. Mel set off on a quest to Ellensburg, hoping to track down the buyer of a belt buckle that matched one he'd sold years ago. His investigation led him to a peculiar discovery: a dime from 1943, a time when dimes didn't feature Roosevelt's face. Most American coins bear a letter indicating where they were minted, but this dime had a B, which was odd because no U.S. city with that initial had ever minted coins. The owner of the belt buckle took the unknown dime to a coin dealer, hoping for answers, but even the dealer was baffled by its origin, yet was willing to pay a hefty sum for it. Just as the owner was considering the offer, a twist unfolded. The Treasury Department intervened and confiscated the coin. This incident grabbed the attention of Richard Charles Hoagland, a theorist in hyperdimensional physics, who believed these coins might be from a parallel universe. Adding to the intrigue, Mel's ex-wife vanished without a trace, leaving him feeling disconnected from his old property and unsure who was caring for it. As Mel shared his story, some doubted its truth, dismissing it as fantasy. However, during his conversation with Art, something remarkable happened that reignited everyone's curiosity. Mel mentioned the Terra server, a database of aerial and satellite images available to the public since December 1997, before Google Earth became well known. Surprisingly, when Mel checked the database, it appeared his old property was missing from the pictures. This revelation captivated Art's audience, sparking widespread interest. After a brief commercial break, a satellite image was revealed on the show, suggesting there might be truth to Mel's story. Art also shared a tale about a TV crew witnessing possible military activity in the Ellensburg area shortly after interviewing Mel. Mel added more shocking details from his own experiences, including stories from trucker friends. One pal recounted delivering fiber optic gear to a warehouse in Ellensburg, where Israelis eagerly accepted the shipment. Another trucker shared a story of transporting high-tech gadgets from the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in San Francisco to the same warehouse. It's worth noting that Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory works on projects for the U.S. military, and San Francisco was where Mel ended up after his alleged abduction. While it's unclear if these incidents are linked, Mel found them noteworthy. During the conversation, a curious fan asked Art a thought-provoking question. What are the odds of stumbling upon two bottomless pits in one's lifetime? Though seemingly impossible to answer, Mel confidently claimed he had encountered a second one. As Mel's tale unfolded, it intertwined secret, intrigue, and speculation, leaving listeners captivated by the possibility of parallel universes, government cover-ups, and unexplained phenomena. Each twist and turn added depth to the narrative, inviting speculation and debate about the truth behind Mel's extraordinary experiences. Now, moving further, the next finding will leave you astounded. Exploring Nevada's deepest hole. The radio show Coast to Coast Anti-Meridium became super famous, especially in the big areas out west in the United States. People who were into strange stuff, like Mel, loved listening to it a lot. One day, Mel said something on the show that caught the attention of Native Americans in Nevada. They thought he knew a lot about art, making things, and nature, so they emailed him and asked him to come visit their reservation. In September 2001, Mel went on a trip to Nevada to meet these interesting people. When he got there, he found out that the Native Americans knew a ton about using plants for medicine, which got Mel curious. He told them about some weird plants he found near a hole he stumbled upon. The Native Americans were eager to learn more, so they took Mel to another hole in a village where Basque families lived. The Basque people, who are a small group from Europe known for raising sheep in Nevada for a long time, thought this hole was super important. It was like a special place where different cultures and beliefs met. Mel's knowledge of plants mixed with the Basque people's spiritual beliefs made for a really interesting time. In the middle of the village, there was something new, kind of like what happened at Mel's spot. But this time, it was surrounded by metal instead of stone. This metal gave off a weird warmth, not like regular heat. Just like Mel's hole, this new one sucked in strange sounds and scared away any animals that got close. Some people even said they saw a dark beam coming out of it, similar to Mel's spot. Mel and the curious villagers decided to do some experiments because they were so interested in this weird hole. First, they tried lowering a bucket of ice into it to see what would happen. They kept another bucket of ice outside the hole to compare. They were amazed when the ice in the hole didn't melt, even though it was warm inside. When they tried to melt the ice over a fire, it burst into flames, which was unexpected. But even though it was on fire, it still felt weirdly cold. So one brave person decided to take some home to keep warm. Even though their discovery was unpredictable, they kept trying different things. They tried lowering more buckets into the hole, but sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. They even thought about lowering a person into the hole, but they quickly changed their minds when they remembered what happened with the ice. Instead, they decided to try lowering a sheep into the hole. The sheep didn't want to go near the hole at first, but they managed to put it in a crate and lower it down. As soon as the crate disappeared into the darkness, everything got quiet, and the sheep stopped moving. When they pulled the sheep back up, it looked fine from the outside, but when they looked closer, they found out it was cooked inside, with something alive in it. Instead of hurting it, they let it go, and it went back into the hole willingly. Everyone was shocked and touched by what happened. Now let's explore some of the unusual things Mel came across. Mel's unbelievable encounter with a weird creature. The tale of Mel's discovery of a pit and its twin in Nevada took an unexpected turn, revealing a new chapter in his life. This connected his health struggles with unbelievable findings he stumbled upon. In a shocking twist, Mel received devastating news in the late summer of 2001. He was diagnosed with an advanced form of esophageal cancer and given only 6 months to live. Confronted with mortality, Mel felt drawn back to the mysteries that had captured his mind. He couldn't shake the feeling that the pits he found held a deeper meaning, perhaps even a solution to his predicament. Fueled by urgency, Mel began on what he thought might be his final quest to uncover the secrets of the pits. During this time, Mel's journey intertwined with the Native American community in Nevada once more. Realizing that his experiences could shed light on the strange hole within their territory, they sought his help. This reunion spurred Mel forward, fueling his determination to unlock the secrets that had eluded him. With a renewed sense of purpose, Mel eagerly accepted their invitation and journeyed to the reservation, hoping to find answers. Upon reaching the location of the second hole, Mel and the Native Americans resumed their quest with great enthusiasm, eager to uncover more of the secret. It was during one of these ventures that an extraordinary event occurred. As they conducted experiments near the hole, a weird creature emerged, similar to the one encountered during the sheep incident. However, this time, the creature displayed an intelligence and awareness beyond explanation. Making eye contact with Mel, forged an inexplicable connection with him. To everyone's surprise, the creature approached Mel and communicated in a way that transcended ordinary language, imparting a message of profound significance. In doing so, It hinted at the true nature of the holes and the powerful forces that governed them. Captivated by the creature, Mel felt an extraordinary surge of vitality coursing through him, as if his very essence had been awakened. In the days that followed, Mel underwent a remarkable transformation. The cancer that had ravaged his body began to recede, defying all logical explanations. His once terminal prognosis vanished, leaving medical professionals surprised and searching for answers. Yet, amidst the confusion of his inexplicable recovery, Mel remained convinced that it was connected to his encounter with the creature. As Mel struggled to understand what his improved health meant, another interesting part of the mystery appeared. The Native Americans showed Mel an object found near the hole, a mysterious 1943 Roosevelt coin. When they looked at it more closely, they found qualities in the coin that didn't make sense. This surprising coin appeared to be from a place nobody knew, and its material was different from anything known then. The Native Americans thought this coin could help them understand the secrets of the holes and their abilities. Intrigued by the dime's potential significance, Mel and the Native Americans decided to experiment with it. They found that the dime had an unknown ability to vanish when held at a distance, mirroring the behavior of the holes themselves. Furthermore, it resisted all attempts to be captured digitally or photographed, deepening its mystery. As word spread of Mel's miraculous healing and the peculiar dime, it piqued the interest of believers and skeptics alike. Some saw it as proof of the supernatural powers of the holes, while others dismissed it as coincidence or fabrication. Yet, Mel remained convinced of the reality of his experience, viewing it as an opportunity to gain deeper insights into the workings of the world. Next, we dive into some unexplainable encounters. The fascinating burning ice. In the vast expanses of Nevada, there were holes like the Mel's Hole that captivated anyone who stumbled upon them. These gaps held an unexplainable attraction, captivating the imagination of all who encountered them. As tales of these oddities spread, a new element emerged, an unusual substance known as burning ice. This substance possessed baffling properties that extended far beyond the confines of the holes, setting the stage for a series of unforeseen events. The journey into this phenomenon began with a Basque man, a member of a secluded ethnic community located in the heart of Nevada. Intrigued by the stories swirling around the burning ice near the second hole, he acquired a sample of the substance and brought it back to his modest dwelling. Little did he know that this seemingly harmless decision would set off a chain of events that would challenge our understanding of the natural world. In search of a practical application, the Basque man decided to use the burning ice as a fuel source for his wood stove. Initially, everything appeared to be in order. The ice melted slowly in the stove, emitting heat and keeping his humble abode warm and cozy. However, as time passed, he began to notice peculiar occurrences. The air inside his cabin became dry, leaving him constantly parched and in need of copious amounts of water. He watched in dismay as the wood comprising his cabin started to disintegrate, crumbling into a powdery substance before his eyes. It was as if the melting ice was siphoning moisture from the air, leaving behind a crumbling ruin. Concerned by these developments, the Basque man attempted to rid his stove of the ice. To his astonishment, the ice had somehow fused with the floor, creating a strange amalgamation of metal and wood. When news of these events reached the authorities, they dispatched a team of experts to investigate the situation. Upon arrival, they were met with a startling sight. The stove had sunk deep into the ground, leaving behind a perfectly round hole with smooth, gleaming walls. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, they cordoned off the area and deployed specialized tools to extricate the stove from its subterranean prison. Despite their best efforts, the burning ice continuously held onto the stove and the surrounding soil, resisting all attempts to dislodge it. As they persisted in their endeavors, a sense of unease filled the air. The burning ice appeared to defy the laws of nature, evoking fears reminiscent of Kurt Vonnegut's fictional substance, Ice 9, capable of freezing the entire planet. The implications of the burning ice extended far beyond the confines of the Basque man's cabin, raising concerns about its potential global effects. Meanwhile, from a distance, Mel Waters observed the unfolding events with a sense of unease. He couldn't shake the feeling that the fiery ice was somehow linked to the pits he had encountered. Now, let's explore the quest into the celestial relationship. Quest into the cosmic connections. In the unfolding tale of exploration around Mel's Hole and its peculiar counterpart in Nevada, a fascinating turn of events happened, showing more about the creatures encountered deep down. Local protectors watching over the Nevada Hole told interesting stories of unusual happenings that would greatly change the investigation's direction. According to their tales, the creature met during the sheep incident had reappeared, now able to talk through an old radio, sending its messages through rhythmic sounds and vibrations. This unique way of talking interested Mel Waters and a group of scientists, leading them to go to the reservation to see it in person. When they got there, they saw an unfamiliar sight. The radio placed near the edge of the hole made a deep, echoing noise, seeming to come from deep within the earth. As they listened closely, the sounds turned into complicated patterns, hard to understand. Native Americans who immersed themselves in the sounds thought they were decoding an important message from the creature. According to their understanding, it called itself a rock flyer, an ancient being before humans. These rock flyers were said to live beneath the Earth's surface, good at moving through underground passages and tunnels. The message from the creature hinted at other worlds beyond ours, connected to the openings found by Mel. It warned against going into these unfamiliar areas, stressing serious consequences. Of particular concern was the creature's caution regarding human actions potentially triggering catastrophic events, such as the melting of polar ice and other bizarre phenomena. Mel and the team of researchers were gripped with apprehension as they sensed the gravity of the situation. The anomalies weren't merely geological formations, but gateways to unfathomable realms. This realization instilled a profound sense of urgency and caution. For the Native Americans, who viewed these openings as sacred sites, the creature's message validated their beliefs. They advocated for approaching these mysteries with care and reverence, mindful of the potential repercussions. Mel was deeply moved by what he witnessed, recognizing the gravity of the situation. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, poised on unraveling the secrets concealed within these voids and establishing a balanced coexistence with whatever entities lurked beyond. As word of the cryptic messages conveyed by the creatures spread, it captured the attention of scientists, government bodies, and enthusiasts of conspiracy theories alike. Interpretations varied. Some hailed it as evidence of extraterrestrial life, while others dismissed it as a hoax or misinterpretation. Nevertheless, despite skepticism, there was a growing curiosity among the public to understand the riddles of the voids and the entities inhabiting them. Interestingly, Mel's Hole gained prominence within conspiracy circles due to Mel Waters' claims of its unusual properties, such as its alleged endless depth and its claimed ability to revive deceased animals. Meanwhile, the lesser-known second void in Nevada bore similarities, further enveloping both locations in intrigue. The involvement of Native American communities added additional layers to the narrative, underscoring their enduring connection to the land and their custodial role in safeguarding its secrets. People interpreted the messages from the creature by blending ancient traditions with modern thinking, illustrating how wisdom from the past remains relevant today. The notion of creatures dwelling in underground worlds, like the rock flyers, resonates throughout global folklore and legends, hinting at a long-standing fascination with what lies beneath the Earth's surface. These parallels underscore humanity's enduring curiosity about hidden realms. In scientific discussions, warnings about alternate dimensions and the dangers of human intervention align with concepts in physics, such as the multiverse theory and the butterfly effect. Exploring these intersections could foster a convergence of diverse viewpoints and methodologies. As interest in these events grows, it becomes crucial to investigate them and heed various perspectives. Whether one is a scientist, a cultural scholar, or an individual guided by spiritual beliefs, the mysteries surrounding Mel's Hole and its counterparts illustrate humanity's innate curiosity about the unknown. As Mel collaborated with the Native Americans to communicate with the creature dwelling in the depths, using symbols, sounds, and even attempting mental connections. He underwent a profound transformation in his understanding of the world. His interactions with the creature sparked vivid dreams filled with cosmic imagery, suggesting that he was tapping into wisdom beyond human comprehension. As time passed, the bond between Mel, the creature, and the Native American community deepened, transforming the once daunting depths into a nexus of enlightenment and communion, bridging different dimensions. News of Mel's encounters spread far and wide, captivating people from diverse backgrounds with the puzzles concealed within the depths. This surge of interest prompted the Native Americans to strike a delicate balance between welcoming outsiders and safeguarding the sanctity of their sacred site. Recognizing the significance of their discoveries, Mel assumed the role of a mediator, advocating for a respectful approach to unraveling the secrets hidden within. The unfamiliar being became a potent symbol representing the profound mysteries of the universe, sparking global conversations about existence and the possibility of life beyond Earth. Eventually, the creature vanished back into the depths, leaving everyone with more questions than answers, and a group of individuals deeply affected by their encounter. Even though the creature had departed, Mel continued to return to the site, reflecting on his extraordinary journey and sharing his story with anyone willing to listen. Next, let's carefully review the footage they'd captured. Journey of paranormal enthusiastic. 30 years later, in 2017, people who were really into all things paranormal and fascinated by the legendary Mel's Hole decided to team up. They armed themselves with GoPro cameras, lights, and strings, hoping to catch a peek into this infamous quest. Following coordinates from a Reddit thread, they ended up at a random farm that might be linked to Mel's Hole. When they got there, they were blown away by the sheer depth of the chasm, which was impossible to explain easily. They tossed rocks into the hole, unable to discern its bottom. Using binoculars, they spotted a puzzling figure watching them from afar. But before they could carefully review the footage they'd captured, they felt an urge to leave immediately. Later on, they stumbled upon a beetle down the enormous hole, but it didn't seem as enthralling as Mel had described. Yet curiosity about this hole persisted. However, their discoveries were bound to attract government attention, just like they did the first time around. All they could do was wait as scientists delved deeper into the puzzles of this hole. The Terra server had blacked out that part of Washington, yet it was visible on Google Maps, indicating that the military hadn't taken control of the area. If they had, they would have covered the whole thing up. As for the location, it matched Mel's description perfectly. He had mentioned 2 old buildings on the property, with one collapsing under the snow. And lo and behold, there was indeed an old well on the property, about 9 feet wide, with a stone retaining wall just as Mel had described. But unlike Mel's hole, this one had a bottom, matching what Jack Powell had said. Red Elk, a Native American shaman, claimed his father showed him the hole back in 1961. According to him, it was an endless hole where unfamiliar things happened when you got near it. He even gave it the nickname the Devil's Hole, and claimed the government had a secret base there, although a small one underground. But that wasn't all. He also said he'd seen alien activity around the area, describing a massive spacecraft appearing and hovering over the hole during the summer solstice. Spacemen would unload and load things at the hole before flying off. However, since he was the only witness, his claims couldn't be verified. So, the secret of Mel's Hole remained unsolved. Many claimed to have seen it, but it had yet to be found. What are your thoughts on a camera dropped in Mel's Hole which captured jaw-dropping secrets that shocked the world? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. And if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.